Hello guys, it's Ratchet here with another video. Don't normally do videos like this, but I thought I'll come on and do a video and talk about my current stance of gaming today and explain what kind of gamer I am as such. Well, you know that I'm a physical game collector. I collect video games. I play on old and new systems and as such. And sometimes I play a wee bit of PC gaming, but then it's just not the same. Playing on PC. I'm always a console gamer at heart. But I want to talk about the current stance on gaming, just from my experience, and give my thoughts on about it, and also whatever way you play your games, if it's emulation or original hardware, whatever, as long as you're getting to play the game. I think emulation is a good option as well, an alternative, especially when you can't afford them high prices of video games, or they don't get re-released, or if they do get released. So the more options out there, the better. So to start this off, I was just playing the PS2 the other day, and I was playing Tekken, and I was just really enjoying it. And I was sitting there saying to myself, why have I not bought any of the newer Tekken games? And then it clicked for me when I started playing it. I was unlocking these characters, and I just wanted to play again and again. I just forgot, it felt rewarding. Tekken felt rewarding because I just wanted to keep playing. I wanted to unlock the next character, wanted to unlock the endings, and I was just enjoying it. I was having a really good time, and then I was looking into. It was the same with Street Fighter as well. Like, I was like, why did I not pick up the other new Street Fighter games? Why did I not play Street Fighter 5? Or I haven't even played 6. I never even looked at 6. And then I looked into it, and then I was looking at Tekken 7 and Tekken 8, and then Street Fighter 5 and all. The the actual base game, if you buy like the base game, it doesn't come with all the characters. I think there's something like 36 characters in the base game of Tekken 7, and then if you buy the DLC, it's up to 52. And then then I realized then that's why I probably didn't buy it, because they were locking content behind a paywall. It's just like, nah, that's what put me off from buying it. I don't think Tekken 7 is as bad, but then I remembered when Street Fighter 5 first launched, it came with like just two characters on the disc, and the rest had to be all downloaded from internet, and you needed these season passes to get all the other characters. You know, and this is when I just stopped playing fighting games altogether. And it's the same with the wrestling games too, as well. That I remember doing the career modes in SmackDown versus Raw 2007, and then earning enough money to buy the legends, the unlocked wrestlers, and doing the wrestling events and that. You can't do that anymore now. It's like, to get the other wrestlers now, it's like microtransactions. You have to actually pay money, so there's no rewarding of your accomplishments. I can't get that word out right. Sorry. There's no rewarding that you have accomplished this, that what you've unlocked. You didn't feel satisfied. It's just like, pay us money, give us microtransactions, pay us this, pay us that. And so, like, I never really, since 2K bought over the wrestling games, or bought the rights, I just never played any of the new wrestling games ever since. Like, when you buy a game, you should get everything that you've bought. You just shouldn't be in a digital purchase. And yeah, that there kind of stands. That's why I've stopped buying some games. So a couple of my favorite franchises are just not the same anymore. But I just go back and play them, and it just reminds, I started thinking about other games too, and I was like, God, we have so many good franchises that are just ruined now with microtransaction slop, or online only servers. They play the game for a single player game, and like, just there. I was watching someone on a live stream playing Dynasty Warriors, and I remember that game. That game was just fun. It was just endless hack and slash fun. And then I was looking into, is there going to be a new Dynasty? Is there a new Dynasty Warriors games? And there is. There's a Dynasty Warriors Origins. And then what was it? I was watched a review about it, and then apparently you only play as one character through the whole game. Like I remember in Destiny, the old original Destiny Warriors games, like you had a big selection of all these characters and all, and there are different stories and weapons and unlocks and all. If you had to do certain difficulties, or you had to defeat an officer at a certain time to unlock like a certain weapon, or you know, like that was brilliant. It was just good formula at the time. But in the Origins now, it's you're literally just one character, and you have like maybe four weapons. I haven't even played Origins personally, but when I just found out that you only play as one character, I was like, what disappointed. Like, and then there's additional story content as well for the game, so more microtransaction. That's just, I wouldn't say if it's microtransactions, more like DLC. Just for our portions of the stories of the game. And then what was another game, for example, Resident Evil Requiem. I haven't played personally myself, so I can't really comment on it too much. But what I've been told, that the rest of the story of the game has to be purchased through DLC. Apparently, it has a satisfying ending to the base game, but apparently the actual rest of the tidy up the story, you need the DLC. But I can't really, like I says, I can't really comment on that if it's true until I actually play the game myself. So I've been going back, and I've been playing a ton of old games, and I've just been really having a blast. Just what gaming used to be and how good it was, and I'm having a great time. There was a couple of games I've been playing through the Midway games, like Arctic Thunder, just pure joy arcade fun. Midway was a brilliant developer back in the day. They just did all these cool, unique sports games with a twist. They done Hydro Thunder and all, and such, the NFL Blitz, the NHL Hits, NBA Jam. I don't know if they do NBA Jam, or was it Acclaim? I don't know. I can't tell. They're just, games are meant to be fun, and they're meant to be silly, because that's what a game is. It's just meant to be fun. It's not meant to be too realistic or real or anything. Like when I finished the new James Bond game, 007 First Light, I did enjoy the game. It was a great game. It took me 14 hours to finish it, but as I was playing it and I finished it, it didn't necessarily feel like a game to me. It felt more like I was watching a film, but interacting with a film. So it's kind of like when you go to the cinema and watch a film, you'll not watch that film again. That's the way I can describe the James Bond game, but it's not. And I've seen DLC content for that game and all coming out, and it's just like, I've already finished the game. If it was a film. I'm not going to. How can you add? I don't know. But no, it was a good game. It was a fun game, but I wouldn't go back and play it right away, because, like I says, it felt like a film. And that's another thing too, that games are becoming too realistic and too real, and there are a lot of simulators. They try to make everything too realistic, where they're taking away the actual, what makes a game actually fun. Like seeing a silly glitch, or doing a stupid move, or doing a move technique in a game, that's silly fun. That's fun. That's what a game's supposed to be, is fun. But when they make a game too realistic and too much like a film, or try to make like the sports aspect of it too realistic and all that, it doesn't become fun. It just becomes that, or I've already watched it and I'm done, I'm moving on. There's no replay value. There's nothing like, do this mission and do it at a certain time to unlock this special weapon skin or weapon in the game, or they've took away stuff like that. They've took away replay value, and they want you to put more money into it. But then those replay values is what made the game. People kept coming back to the game and keep playing it and finishing it to get the best weapon or the best score or to unlock the secret level or the secret end. And it's all stuff like that that's just kind of been stripped now away from today's games. Like every now and again, like on the topic of a James Bond game, like I still go back and play GoldenEye today. I still play the original Nintendo 64 version and I still enjoy it, still love it. Still a great game. I still try to unlock the invincibility cheat on Facility, and man, that is a very hard cheat to unlock, especially with the choppy frame rates, the way GoldenEye was made. But that cheat is very hard. It's like 2 minutes and 10 seconds or something. Or is it 2 minutes and 30 seconds? You have to finish that level on double O agent and you literally have to sprint through it. That was a challenge. That's what kept people playing. People just kept replaying and replaying till they unlocked it. You just don't get that anymore in today's games. And now the future of gaming as well, this whole digital physical versus physical media. I'm a physical collector. I collect all retro games. I'm just going to touch on the subject, try to explain it as far from my experience. So I did a recent short there on my channel talking about saying buy physical media games, because I lost access to a few digital games on my PlayStation 3, and it's just made me want to collect more physical media more than ever. Now I know there's this argument where not all game content is on the disc. Yes, that is true, but then you still have that disc and you can trade that disc in or sell it on or lend it to a friend. And that's an hour. I want to kind of cover that topic about the disc and how you would still have access to it and the possibilities of the future. So when a game, the PS3 has games now on it on the system that you still need updates to the games to actually patch them and fix them. Those servers are still active, they're still online, and you can still update them. Unless it's an online only game, you cannot play it. But I can still put on an old Call of Duty disc and play the campaign, still get the updates. There's still updates, you can still download the servers. And then there's this talk about servers being shut down. Well, I've seen a couple of instances where people have brought back the Wii servers and they were able to still update those few odd games, like it's Mario Kart and Zelda, but you can still update them. Fans have brought those servers back. So this instance about this whole half of the game on the disc and you need the internet, the rest of it download, saying it's a game key card. Someone and sometime in the future is going to make a fan made server and you're still going to be able to download that game, the rest of the data. So it's been proven they've done it with previous systems. Like the Xbox 360 is now, you can soft mod that, and with the JTAG, whatever it's called, but you can still get the updates for the games. You can still patch it. So there's still, I think there's in the future, there's always still going to be a way, as long as you have that disc, there is still always going to be a way to update that game to get that game fully access. Having the full game on the disc too is also a bonus. But like I said, there's options out there. Where there's a will, there's a way. There's always going to be a way, I think. And it's been proven with these previous systems that you can still receive updates, even if it means modding the console or someone doing like a custom DNS server. So someone brought back Demon Souls servers and Resistance, and you can update those games and all still. So there's still going to be a way. I think if you still have the disc, some form of a physical copy of the disc, I think you're still going to be able to do it. I don't know what it will be like for newer systems, but it's been proven from previous systems. And now the other topic I want to talk about is the preservation issue for games. The console side of things now, it's getting more difficult to preserve a game console. People have always asked me, why do I keep buying PlayStation 4 games? Why do I not buy the PlayStation 5 version? Well, because the PlayStation 4 can, if the hard drive fails on it, I can put in a new hard drive and replace it. Unfortunately, you can't do that on the PS5 or the Switch. So the hard drives and the storages are soldered onto the motherboard, and I haven't seen a solution yet where they could be in the future. I haven't seen a solution yet where someone's able to go on, repair that drive, or fix it, because the operating system is on the hard drive. It's the operating system's on the primary hard drive, and that's soldered onto the motherboard. And if that hard drive fails, you basically have a bricked console. Now, I didn't play my PlayStation 5 for a full year after I found out about this, but apparently if it gets like over 1,000 a total of terabyte rewrites, that means deleting and installing. If it gets up to a total terabyte of rewrites, the drive would just fail. I don't know what it is on the Switch or the Switch 2. Now, one of the things that you can do to preserve this is that buy an M2 drive, put it in the actual M2 slot in the PS5, then set your PlayStation to default install the games onto that second drive, and then just do not use the main drive. That is maybe one way to reduce the wear and tear on the drive, and it will probably last out longer, possibly outlive you. So it will. So if it doesn't really wear the drive down how many times it reads it, but it does wear it more how many times it does rewrites. So I think just the only way to preserve that preserve that system for lasting a long time, maybe to sell it on or maybe to keep it, is to default install the games to the second drive. And that way the other drive's not getting worn out by so many rewrites of deleting and installing games. It will still update for system. It will still write to it for doing system updates, but it's not going to. Your updates are not going to be like 2 terabyte or 3 terabyte. They're not going to be. They're going to be small file sizes, so that's not going to wear out the drive. But games like Grand Theft Auto, the new one it was just announced, and Call of Duty games, they're all like big 200 gig games, like, and they will fall out quicker, like. May not happen. It may not happen, but that's just something I was worried about, and I never played the PS5 for a whole year until I put on that second drive. Now on the Switch, same thing with the Switch. Put in an SD card. First thing, I haven't bought a Switch 2 yet because I want to buy a big micro SD card express, which are kind of pricey. I want to buy one of them before I buy a Switch 2 because I want all my games to default install. And that's another issue too. See them game key cards that I know the games can't fit on the cartridge. I don't like game key cards. It sucks. But same kind of concept. If you're someone that doesn't have a micro SD card for your Switch 2, and you're buying all them game key cards, deleting and reinstall, you're going to wear out that Switch 2 onboard drive quicker. So that's why I want to get an SD card. So I feel like not many people talk about this whole preservation, when it comes to consoles, but I feel like it's just something to be aware of. I could be wrong, but I'm just going by based on the data that I have read online. So that could change. Maybe someone will come out, maybe will mod, maybe to move the operating system onto the second drive. To it's say that in case the main drive did brick the system. So there are my thoughts on that topic on preservation. I would say now, this going forward, buy physical media, and like I cover a lot of scalers and systems on my channel. If people are interested, I try to have the picture to matching what it is on my TV, because sometimes YouTube uploads compresses the video and maybe compresses them. So I make my videos in a certain way, so that's why they take longer, because I try to replicate what I see on my TV, and sometimes on a video it's not. So don't know if you've seen the Rad2X videos for the PS2, like they're fantastic if you're curious about how to output PS2. There's plenty of them channels, or other channels that do that as well. But there is plenty of options out there to preserve these old systems and all now, but I just wanted to touch on covering the modern ones particular. Right, I'm going off track. I feel like I'm saying one thing and going off track here. Like, I don't normally do videos like these, so but feel free to comment below if you have questions or you want to know. Emulation's another option as well. If you have no other way to access the game or the game's too expensive, emulation's another option to enjoy the game. You can mod the system as well. What else? There's more they talk about. I'm sure the question I'll probably get asked, am I getting GTA 6? No, I'm not buying GTA 6 because it's kind of like a similar situation as that I explained about the fighting games earlier. There's content locked behind a paywall, so there's like, I guess $20 or something. You have to pay $20 to get the rest of the content in the game. No, not buying it. I would have bought it digital, considered maybe supporting it, but I think there was a recent announcement there that Sony is delisting like 500 films off the digital store, and you know, it's just, I just cannot get into it. I just cannot get into digital. When I keep seeing stuff like this, it puts me off it, and I just cannot get into it. And then I have like I have a Steam account as well, like over like loads of games, and I barely even play. I barely play my Steam library at all. I don't even play it. I have all the games on it, but I just do not play it. I have a powerful PC as well. Now, PC, that's another topic I want to talk about. Now, everybody's talking about, I'll just switch to PC if consoles are going that way, or if digital gaming's going that way. I'll just switch PC. PC's great. It is good for other options, but another thing another to note, Microsoft in the next couple of years, there has been talks that when they launch Windows 12, Windows 12 is going to be an online subscription, meaning you would have to pay like $100 or something a year just to be able to keep using your Windows 12. So this is what they're talking about for Windows 12, and they're on about making it cloud-based as well. So they could just disable Windows 10, and I think Windows 10 they continue to support for another year because people still haven't refused to switch to Windows 11. Now Windows 11, they could just decide to shut down that. I'm losing my words now. I can hardly speak. They could They could just decide to switch it off anytime. And I think this is why Valve, Steam, is making their own ecosystem, and this is why they're doing Linux. This is why they're doing it. The crazy thing is, the guy who makes Steam, he's brilliant. He's a genius. Like, he knows what he's doing, and he's for the gamers. Now, I know the Steam machine and the Steam Deck are very incredibly expensive right now at the minute, but like, the person who runs Steam, he's honest about it. He's implemented rules on his Steam store as well. He doesn't want to see players get ripped off. You know, he makes rules for publishers and that. I think one of the rules that he made was for season passes, that if your game is going to have a season pass on our store, you must let the player know the roadmap of your season pass and what before they purchase it. And if your game fails doesn't meet the expectation of sales, like Mortal Kombat 1 was an example of this. They had DLC plan for it, and they basically cancelled the rest of the DLC, and people paid all that money for the season pass. So if a publisher now does not cancels the season pass or doesn't finish off the content, they have to refund the player by law. Now it's like a rule, or not a law, but a rule on their store. If they do not fully do the rest of their season pass, they have to refund the player. They will be refunded because they didn't get what they paid for. So that's kind of going to be a new rule. That's a new rule that's on their store, which should be applied to all stores. And then I think there's something about they have to put notes on the game if it's AI generated or not. So they're all about the customer. They're all about the consumer and what they should get, what they pay for. So they're doing a Linux. So I think at some point when Steam machines when people can afford them, it's going to get bigger, and then I think everybody's going to go from Windows to Steam. But this is why they're doing this as well. They want their own system. They want an operating system where they don't have to worry about Windows releasing an update that it's going to break one of their games. Now, I have a new PC. This is a perfect example. I have a new PC. I tried playing Sonic Adventure. Played Sonic Adventure 2. It worked before, but now it doesn't work anymore. It says, "Oh, Windows such and such driver DLL is missing." It's because Windows stopped supporting that particular driver, so they broke the game on Steam. And this is another reason why they're doing their own ecosystem, like, as well. If you're a PC gamer, if you have a Steam machine, if you're one that got a pre-order, awesome. I can't wait to see the reviews about that thing. I know I've covered a lot of Steam Deck here on my channel. But yeah, that covers the kind of those side of things. I'll just get a PC, but I'm just making you aware of that this is the kind of distant future where it could be heading. Could be wrong. Microsoft could reverse their choice and might not even do that with Windows. But you don't know. We don't know. But they've always previously come out and said that, like, certain publishers have come out and said that players need to get used to not owning their games. Then there's companies saying they don't like remasters, they don't like backwards compatibility because they can't resell you their game. It's, there's a whole pile of stuff that's going on now with the industry and the way they're talking about stuff. But honestly, retro is probably the best way to go. I still play retro is definitely the way to go. I'm slowly going away from modern gaming because these days I don't have time for 50-hour plus games. I like a good maybe 12-hour or 15-hour game like 007 First Light. That's a perfect good length of a game in my eyes. But I just don't have time for these 50-hour plus or 100-hour plus games. I just don't have the time anymore because life happens. Family as such, birthdays, celebrations, life, just genuine life stuff, and we just don't have the time, or I just don't have the time to play these 50-hour plus games. So that's why I play a lot of retro, and that's why I do a lot of playthroughs on here and all, because I just enjoy old games and just love the way games were just better in a more simpler time. They're just better. And it's just a shame that some of our favourite franchises are not the same what they used to be. And I just don't know. I'll probably just stick to playing the old stuff like more than anything. Maybe get the remasters. I'll probably get remasters for games that never originally got ported to consoles, like the Quake remasters, Turok that come out on retail there. Like Thief, there's a new Thief remaster that was exclusive to PC. That's gonna a remaster on consoles as well. I'm hoping to do a physical release for that. But I was just giving you my experience, like, and I know nothing about what's going on in the world. I'm just going by what I see, what I read, and similar people's experiences and my experiences. So let me know your comments below, and comment below and tell me what are your experiences of how do you feel that where gaming is going. Do you stick to retro? Do you play modern? Are you a PC gamer? Do you like other options? Let me know in the comments below. Bye for now.